Hey y'all, part 2 of 10 Things Every Intersectional Feminist Should Ask on a First Date by Laura Witt, who is one of those just awful people. Laura, I'm sure that you're nice occasionally, but in all, I'm going to be doing a lot of pieces on you because you are an absolute treasure trove of ridiculousness. I look forward to constantly going after you. That said, however, number 3, how do you work to dismantle sexism and misogyny in your life? Well, how about the fact that I'm not a sexist or a misogynist, and I expect everyone else to be a grown-up and do the same. See, that's a big problem that I have right now. I am not my brother's keeper, and I'm sure as hell not the police. If someone else is going to be an asshole, I'm going to go ahead and let them be one until they are an asshole to me and mine, and then I'm going to knock them the fuck out. Until then, maybe they should just grow up so that people can like them. Kind of like modern feminists. Wait a sec, are modern feminists the new misogynists? Wait, there's a word for that. Misandry, yes! Oh, I can't believe it. Let's go. Oh, she starts off. She starts off, cunty. Are you ready? I've met cisgender heteronormative cis-het men who hate women. They say they love women, but that love is conditional on not having their toxic masculinity questioned or threatened in any way. Oh no, that was me just a minute ago. Isn't that awful? I'm one of these people. I'm the worst, dude. And they love us as a monolith. They love what women have to offer, whether it is sex, food, love, care, emotional labor. They love us for what we can do for them, not because of who we are for ourselves. It is crucial for cis-het men to learn how to decenter their male privilege in order for them to understand the multitudes of interpretations of femininity and womanhood. She's really interested in decentering people. I wonder if just one day she went to pick up like a decanter and she misspelled it or misread it and was like, decenter, that's a good word. I'm going to start using that like all the time. I'm going to use it almost as much as I use cisgender and heteronormative. Yeah. I love my wife because she's a decent human being. And she is intelligent, and she is a strong woman. And she could do it without me, and I could do it without her, but together, we are freaking badass. My wife and I, we are like the freaking Power Rangers Megazord when we're together, and you can't beat us at all. We win. Now, is that cisgender heteronormative misogyny speaking? Or is that just a normal 20th century man loving his wife? Beyond Misogyny 101, does the person you are with understand rape culture, systemic sexism, and misogynoir? Again! Holy crap. Just reach across the table. Are they willing to learn if they don't? Misogyny is more than the pay gap. Walk away from anyone who believes that boys will be boys and that women are supposed to be mothers because we're nothing but ambulatory incubators. No, women are supposed to be mothers because they have within them the chemicals flowing through their body that make them into nurturing, caring human builders. They are not incubators. Once that baby comes out, guess what? If it's just a father that has that kid is losing out. Mothers have within them the instinctual, millennia-old need to turn that kid, whether it be male or female, into the best person they can be, into the best survivor they can be. Do you understand that? No, you don't, because you're stuck in the year 2017 and you can't look at history, you can't look at science, because you think that science is all misogynistic and that so is history, and that history is probably whitewashed, and so you're not going to pay attention to any of that. You misandrist piece of crap. I have 4 kids with my wife. They are all excellent. My daughter can change out almost every damn part on a car. My daughter can take the wheels off your car, change your brakes, put the wheels back on. She can then change your headlights, taillights, battery. She can change your oil. She can change all your fluids. She can replace your water pump. Can you do even one of those things beyond just putting gas in your car? How about think about practical things instead of made up things like misogynoir? Because misogynoir isn't going to put food on the fucking table, is it? Moving on. What are your thoughts on sex work? For some people, it's necessary. For some people, it's a very good job. There are some people who have gotten into porn or prostitution and retired from it with a great amount of money and a great future ahead of them. Good for them. I'm very proud of them. They made smart decisions, they made a business decision, and they were able to separate their soul from their body long enough to create wealth using their body as a tool. Just like any labor worker uses their body as a tool to get money. You are working your body day in and day out to get the remuneration that is required to pay the bills and keep you from starving. So fine, if you're doing sex work, great. That said, if somebody does not want to date you because you are doing sex work, that's not a bad thing. There are a lot of women who won't date a laborer. There are a lot of women who won't date somebody who works with his hands because that's menial and that's beneath them. And that's okay as well. What she says, however, is, you may scratch your head at this one, but much like racism and misogynoir, can I just say bullshit next time she says it? Being pro-sex worker is a necessary pillar of dismantling the patriarchy. I don't mean pro-sex worker in the sense where non-sex workers write op-eds and think pieces about how sex work is amazing and feminist. I mean the kind where we pass the mic to sex workers because we know their experience is better than anyone who hasn't ever engaged in sex work. Laura, are you telling us something? Is this how you pay the bills while you write shitty articles? Anyway, I mean the kind of ProHo ISM, HeauxIsm, ProHo ISM, where you understand the labor of sex workers of color, especially trans women of color who engage in sex work, because their experience and knowledge is crucial to understanding the oppressive structures of our world. ProHoism, that like hurt. That hurt when it hit me. Oh, man. If you're saying pro-ho, you're already doing the entire thing a disservice, and you just need to shut up right now. Are you a supporter of the BDS movement? It's not. You wish it was. Holy crap. BDS stands for Boycott, Divest, Sanctions. An effort to end international support for Israel's oppression of Palestinians. I grew up with Jewish, Israeli and non-Israeli friends, and Palestinian friends. Before even understanding how power and oppression work together, we understood the trivial hatred that colonized and put in constant danger the lives of Palestinians every single day. You goddamn dumb bitch. Israel is a country that has existed on the basis of just following their Bible doctrine, going to temple, and living their lives. Palestinians have it in their fucking charter to eliminate the Jewish people from the earth. It is in Palestine's fucking charter. You goddamn dumb whore. Oh, by the way, anyone with sensitive ears, turn this shit off right fucking now, because Palestine is a fucking shithole and deserves to die. I'm sorry for all Palestinians who are not in Palestine, who don't follow those tenets, just like I'm sorry for all Muslims who are not following Islam and trying to kill all non-Muslim people. You're not the problem, but Palestine is. Palestine is the problem. And if you've done even the slightest bit of research, you would know it as well. But no, you're too busy worrying about misogyny and ProHo ISM to worry about actual things like the fact that Palestine has it in their fucking charter to end all Jewish people. Guess who else had it in his charter? Fucking Hitler. Way to go. You're pro-Hitler, Laura Witt, you dumb bitch. Moving on. Eventually, I learned about apartheid from a theoretical perspective, and I began to understand the terror, trauma, and stress of having everyone you love and care about get killed simply because one nation has the military backing and power to destroy your land for them to settle on. Being pro-Palestine is not the same thing as being anti-Semitic. I shouldn't even have to express that, but being pro-Palestine and BDS is a necessary part of intersectionality. Well, good. Good. Because guess what? Everyone I have ever met who considers themselves intersectional turns out to be deeply racist, anti-Semitic, and awful. Absolutely awful, mean, stupid people who can't take responsibility for a damn thing in their lives. And believe me, we're going to get to that, Laura, because I've seen your Twitter. You don't take responsibility for shit. Oh, I'm going to burn you. It's getting late. I'm going to do number 6, and I'm going to quit. Move on to a third video. What is your understanding of settler colonialism and indigenous rights? I didn't grow up in the United States. Oh, neither did I. I was raised in Switzerland, so my understanding of how Europeans committed genocide against indigenous populations here in the US was fairly limited. It required a good deal of my own research to really understand how settler colonialism works and how devastating the erasure and violence against Native Americans is and was. Yes, we brought over diseases that their bodies couldn't handle because we were kind of stupid, we were dumb, and it killed a lot of people. After our guns killed a tiny portion of them. Do you really think that the king or queen, the king, said, hey, I know, let's go over to that land with all them brown people and let's sneeze on them. It'll kill them all. They didn't understand that back then. They didn't even know. Your date thinks Native Americans are tropes or relics of the past. No, Native Americans are here. They're real. They're now. They have communities and they have real lives. Real identities. Native Americans are real people that you don't just throw the victim card on and think that you're going to shelter and protect them. They don't need your sheltering and protection because they are a strong people. Dickhead. No thanks. A key part of intersectionality is having a complete understanding of how historical and current policies endangered the lives of millions of people simply because of white supremacy and the colonialist entitlement to finite resources and land. I got 5 finite resources for you right here. Now just one. that's the end of this one. I went a little over 15. Sue me. She'll probably try anyways, just because I said some mean words about her. Whatever. Like, subscribe, share. You know, all the usual crap.